You're publishing your first book and you're starting to wonder, hey, what do I need to do to kind of get things going? How do I start? Where do I end up? What do I need to do after that? Well, it just so happens I've got a really good friend of mine and Ross Brand, live streaming expert, who just launched his book today, and it already hit #1 best-selling status, 2 categories in ebook, 2 categories in print, and it's still headed upwards. So I have nothing but high hopes for this. Make sure you stay tuned to today's interview. What's happening? Is Dale here, and I'm just tickled to death. You took a little bit of time out your day to spend a little bit of time with me to talk about my favorite thing and self-publishing books. And today I'm going to share with you someone, I'm telling you, it's a long time in the making. I've been on his show 4, 5, 6, 10 times, but either way, I'm really super happy to have him on here because he just published his first book. Now, you're probably saying that's not such a big deal, but if you would know all of the work he put into it, you would probably start to appreciate the fact that he was able to launch this on time, hit bestseller status, land a number of interviews throughout the course of this week, and so much more. His name's Ross Brand. He's an award-winning live streaming strategist who helps creators and entrepreneurs monetize their talent and expertise. Brands sell their products and services, and live streamers with hosting, promotion, gear, and show development. Now he can add #1 best-selling author to his resume. Welcoming to the show.
Oh, I'm having a pretty good day thanks to all your wisdom and help. And apparently it takes having a #1 bestseller to actually get an invite to this channel. But I'm in the mix now, so it's all right. The book is 100 live streaming and digital media predictions. We've got 100 content creators and entrepreneurs who talk about what they see coming up next for digital media. So if you're thinking about what trend to follow or what area you should put your time and your money behind, take a look at the book. A lot of great predictions. It's only 99 cents today, so it's a great deal over on Amazon. And now, back to Dale as that commercial ends. And thank you.
Live video. You know how this goes.
Mail.
Yeah. Live video. And you know how it goes. It's like, for some reason, my audio decided, I'm not going to work as soon as we switch over to this scene. So screw you, Dale. So now we're back in the saddle. So thank you so much. You actually took over my job a little bit, which it just shows that you are the consummate professional when it comes to live streaming. You know how to kind of get things done. Folks, do me a huge favor. You happen to be watching this on the replay, make sure you stick around to the very end because we're going to have a live question and answer session. And also, I'm going to be asking some very pointed questions here with my boy Ross. And you guys are going to find out how this book almost never came to fruition. If you're watching this live, please do me a huge favor. Drop any kind of question, concerns, and comments that you have for Ross. Please, let's make sure that we keep it dialed in on the subject today, and that is publishing your first book. If you got advice for first-time book publishers, let them know. Tell Ross what you would like to see him do for his first published book. All right, Ross, you've got to indulge me on this one here. All right, so your first book launched today, and it's called 100 Live Streaming and Digital Media Predictions. What was your motivation behind publishing your first book?
Well, we've been doing these predictions this is the 6th year that we've done them, and you've been a part of them for several years, and I just gather the predictions in written form. And how about this for a genius idea? I thought, hey, what if we got the live streaming predictions on a live stream? I'd like to say it was that easy and that brilliant, but basically it takes a lot of work to round up people and get the predictions and follow up. So when we were doing the 5th anniversary party for Livestream Universe and we had all these people coming on like yourself and a lot of, big name YouTubers and live streamers and podcasters, I said, I got a captive audience. I'll get their prediction right now. And I think I said to people like, 2 to 3 sentence prediction. Well, that makes no sense when you're having a conversation with somebody. And fortunately, most people just went right through the stop sign. And what's great about that is instead of having a blog post with each person having a paragraph or two, I ended up with a book. And I had all the predictions. And then I go, well, you know what? The conversations are some of them kind of interesting. With live streaming, the show makes you show up, so to speak. You come for the topic, but often you stay for the conversation afterwards, whether that's on camera or it's in the green room, so to speak. So with all that, I said, wow, if I transcribe all this stuff, it's like 40,000 words. And so I asked Dale, okay, so what do I do? Because a lot of this stuff has already been out in blog. And he's like, get some original content. Give people a reason to buy the book. Mm-hmm. And so there ended up being 24 people who are in the book who had, with predictions, who had never published those predictions anywhere. I'd never published them before. So there's that. I had Jennifer Quinn, who's a great live streamer, best-selling author of a live stream book. She wrote the forward. I updated the introduction. I did a preface and added some resources and stuff. And I mean, Dale was there every step of the way with ideas and ways to make it better and more readable and, you know, more marketable. And that was a huge, huge help. I mean, there's so much you have to learn as a first-time author. I mean, like, learning Amazon's almost like learning a new language, I think. I mean,
it really is. You took to it really well, though, and that's really the nice thing. So who is this book good for? Obviously, it's not going to be good for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're one of these people who doesn't ever watch a YouTube video, which means you're not in this audience, this book might not be for you. But if you're somebody who enjoys content, creates content, has a business that operates in the online space, particularly if you're a creator yourself and you use digital to advance your business or to sell your products and services, you're going to find a lot of advice in this book, a lot of trends and tips and things that people who are monetizing the online space are advising and what they're looking at. And so, of course, there's different opinions within the book, right? But you'll get an idea that, you know, hey, maybe this is for me, or maybe this is not for me. You're glad that I read this because I was going to put my energy into this type of content. Maybe I should put it here. And I think that's kind of a broad answer, but there's something for people, whether they're podcasters, live streamers, YouTubers, you know, in the e-commerce area, entrepreneurs, if they work in the industry that covers any of those areas, if you're in business and marketing or content creation, I think you'll find something in the book that resonates with you and some surprises as well.
Yeah, it's a very good read, folks. It's nothing you can sit down and read in one sitting for sure, but a lot of fun. How did you manage? See, like, you kind of skirted over past this here, folks. He live streams. That's his thing. That's his jam. That's his peanut butter and jelly. This guy does that. That's his thing. How in the heck did you get so many people together, not only for your book, but also for that live stream? Because I think how long did you stream for that day?
That was 5 hours and 60 guests.
Oh my gosh. I know I was one of them. And if you go and you read the book, find out what he did not provide to me that I sent in my writer. My lawyer, by the way, is still going to be in touch with you about some...
The brown M&Ms?
It was green.
You weren't taken out?
Yeah, you were supposed to give me all green. And yeah, so at any rate, yeah, go read that, find out my whole deal with that. How long did it take you to develop that manuscript? Because obviously you got all that stuff together, but I'm sure it wasn't easy because you went from live stream, all of a sudden you go to a book. How does that work?
Yeah, there's a lot of editing that has to go on. I mean, people don't... You want the conversation to feel like it came from people, but you want it to also read and move and flow. So you can't keep every word from a transcription in. You also don't want to embarrass people because I know if I kept every mispronounced word and whatever exactly as it was, that isn't good for my brand. So I'm concerned that it should look good for everybody in the book. So there's a lot of cleaning up that goes into it. The AI does the transcription, but you still have to read it. And there's a lot of text that comes out of a 5-hour live stream. I mean, a lot of text. And yeah, so it's just a lot of work cleaning it up and making it so that yes, it feels like there's a conversation going on and it's natural and this is what went on when the prediction was given, but you also kind of have to get to the heart of it, and some stuff has to drop off because you want people to feel like they're sticking with the story and sticking with what's going on and getting to what they want to read. And so that which doesn't advance things has to kind of fall out.
Yeah.
But, I do think at first, remember I was unsure about having the conversations in there. Like, should I just extract the prediction, get to that, or keep the conversations in there? And you thought that the conversations, people might enjoy that, right? And I think it sort of shows people a little bit behind the scenes about what we do and the relationships we have and the common experience as creators, as live streamers and YouTubers that people might not be aware of, and the way we talk about certain common events and all. I think it invites people into our world a little more and shows some of what we've all done over the years.
So back to the question. How long did it take you to make that manuscript?
Oh, God, it took forever. So, I mean, the transcribing and all that, there was that part of it. Then there was the rounding up. So there were 17 more people who contributed predictions but weren't able to make it to that 50-year anniversary thing. Yeah. So there were those 17, and then I ended up getting 23 more, one from the original said that she was rebranding and this wasn't what you wanted to do right now. So I got some. So there were 24 new predictions. There was editing, there's graphics. I did a graphic for everybody with their image and a quote. And then I did, for the longer ones, I had screenshots from the event. So you got to find it where people aren't, it's amazing. Like, I'm not somebody, like, if you want to take a screenshot of me and actually have it not look completely unflattering, it's not like you're just going boom one time. You're like moving that thing. Oh, there's the 10 millisecond where he might have been smiling or whatever, right? So there's that element of it. And then I did quotes to break up the text. Now, the ebook is text only. The paperback has hundreds of images, and then eventually there'll be an ebook version that'll be a little more expensive, and it'll have images in it as well. So several options. Yeah. No matter what, I would love everybody to get a copy and dig in today for 99 cents, and then
just point down, man. You got your link right below you. Yeah. just point down.
If you want one of the other versions later, it'll still be there. But grab that 99 cents version, get the value from it, and there's book bonuses and things in the book that'll make it worth far more than whatever you pay for it.
It's a pretty deep manuscript. Now let's go back. You kind of talked and touched a little bit about your ebook.
Did I answer it the second time?
Yeah, you did. Completely? You got it. Okay. You almost missed your launch date, which is today. You almost missed it. Like, it was close. It was a photo finish. Tell me what happened and how did you manage to stay on course?
Well, what happened was I tried to format the book on my own.
Yeah.
And I then tried to use, when I realized it was a lot of work trying to do it in Apple Pages, I then went to a free tool, which would have worked great for a fiction book with no images. But for a nonfiction book, the way I wanted it structured and whatever, it wasn't exactly the way I wanted it. But now I no longer had an edited version in something that can be converted to a Word doc. So I had a messy Word doc from that thing, and then I had a nice-looking PDF that wasn't ready for publication. And that made a lot of work for whoever had to format it, because I worked with somebody who's really talented, but it took a while to pick up on, like, hey, this Word document is just like if you need to copy and paste something, but that isn't the format.
Yeah.
Right? And also, thanks to you, I had a wonderful book designer, because I probably stayed up about 5 nights going, okay, what if I move this element over here? What if I move this over here? I came up with 2 designs, and you said, those are pretty good. You could probably publish with those. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, but you know what? I'm going to give somebody professional the ability to just like put everything in the right font and where it belongs. And then I'll throw a few more dollars in and go do something of your own. And I mean, what the woman that you recommended came back with, I can't get over how good it is. I mean, I never could have done something like that, no matter how many hours I spent on it. And so I know for next time all these things not to spend and waste time on.
Do you care to share who did your cover design and your interior design?
Sure. The guy who did my interior design is Polar Bear something on Fiverr.
Yep.
And it's Danielle Camerlinga, I believe it's pronounced. She goes by D Camerlinga on Fiverr. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm thrilled with the quality of work that they both did was off the charts good for the price. I mean, really, I mean, you've seen what publishing houses put out, and at the price, it's just, you really can get some quality stuff if you know where to look for self-publishing. And of course, thanks to Dale's videos, which I was able to work through, see his reviews, we talked as well. Yeah. And so there's a lot that goes into this. I mean, keywords, categories and description, and the book size changed in order to keep the pages down a little bit. Yep. So guess what? At last minute, I got to go back and buy another book cover, get another book cover done. And she was amazing. I mean, she had it to me like within minutes from when I put the order in. Yeah. So, no, I'm very happy with how things turned out. And I can't thank you enough for all your help and all the knowledge that you've acquired. And I read your perma-free book, decided not to do perma-free for the first time, but I read that. Yeah. I'm got about 2/3 of the way through the keywords, but didn't get to all the tools that I could have dove in. So fortunately, you knew about those because you wrote the book. So that was beneficial, and how you can go in and change things after you publish if you notice something could be better, or you made a mistake, or you want to ask for different. Like, there's so much wisdom in Dale's books. I can't tell you how much value is in there about self-publishing that I would have been completely lost without it.
You're too good to me. So let's backtrack just a little bit. I think the big pain point that we ran into yesterday is what I'd love to highlight. We were trying to get the ebook up onto the marketplace, but we ran into some issues. What were those issues, and then how did we address them?
Okay, so before just like I started formatting the book after I had the cover design, which makes no sense, I also started promoting the book for 99 cents on launch day before I had actually uploaded and had it approved. Yeah. So you're not able to sell on Amazon a book that is a huge file size compared to what a textbook file size, a text-only book file size can be under a megabyte. Yeah. I mean, this is like, it's less than half a megabyte. Mm-hmm. But when you put all those images in it, it's almost 100 megabytes. Yep. And even when you compress it down under 10 megabytes by taking out more than 2/3 of the images, it still isn't enough that you can sell your book at 99 cents, which is why I went with the text-only book so that I could make good on the promise of 99 cents. I feel like, just like in live streaming, a lot of the value is, and YouTube, a lot of the value is in the audio. It's in the information that we're giving with our voice. I think a lot of the value is in the text and the advice and so forth. I think you get the majority of the value through reading it. But, the paperback does offer people who want the images, and then after the promo is over, I will sell it at a little bit higher cost where I can upload the full high quality file.
That's good. That
with
was
all the images.
It was good idea. I think we were able to kind of steer the ship right onto the right course. And something that I would love to share with you as well as the viewers too is in instances like this, where you're just having to like, oh my gosh, I got to make good on this 99-cent promise. There's no way I'm going to be able to do it with this large file size. I think you did the right decision, because now what you can do is go into your KDP dashboard, scroll down to contact us, and reach out to them and ask them to send a push notification out to all Kindle users that have purchased your book previously. Now, they're not just going to do a push unless there is a significant quality issue. So it's a simple thing of saying, hey, look, there were supposed to be images inside this. I would like to have all the readers to have that. Otherwise, there's not as much context. Now, that might be stretching it a little bit, but it is a good way to kind of get them to send a push notification out. So everybody then gets to see, oh, there's an even better version of this ebook. So we were able to kind of work around that. So
everybody
system.
who bought it will get notified?
They will get notified.
And they'll be able to download or read on their Kindle the new
Exactly.
version?
So the next time they open their Kindle, it'll update automatically for them. So that's really the nice thing. Man, dude, we're burning through this half hour. Are you able to stay like 2 minutes past the hour?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got so many questions. I think we covered a lot of those things. I want to get one more thing here. What's the secret to you breaking into #1 already, right out the rip on your launch day, in 2 categories for 2 different publication types?
I don't think there's one secret. I think one, I mean, I don't think I could have done it without your help with keywords and categories, when to launch, how to launch, all the different things that you need to do, and the stuff that I read, the stuff we talked about. The other thing is email and having people contribute to something. Andy Crestodina, who wrote a book on content marketing, had this really smart thing he said when he was on a show he said something like, an ally in creation is an ally in promotion. So if you feature other people in your work, now you've got other people who have a vested interest in that work's success. And when it's successful, then help make it more successful, because they're happy to brag about being part of a bestseller, or, they want to see it get there. They want to showcase that they're in the book. So I think those 2 things together, and I think also something that I haven't done with most of my outreach in the past, is the value of email. That, as so much time is spent on social, and it's great, but man, there's something about emailing people, having that personal touch, and just saying, hey, I'd love it if you got the book and shared it, and you're in it, and I appreciate your contributions, or whatever it was. I did more with email than I've ever done before, and I think you combine the knowledge that I got from you, the advice, the support from the people who are in the book, and then actually emailing people, and all the early reader thing that I learned from you as well is very very smart, which is getting copies, either full books or free chapters, into people's hands, so that they're able to get a taste of it and share it with other people. And people left reviews right away, which was great. Would love more of them, but people left them, so that's so cool.
That's a plus.
I mean, it was really something to wake up to that this morning and see those reviews.
Remind me again. I'm going to go ahead and post this up on the screen right now. What is the name of the book, and where can people find it?
Sure. It's 100 live streaming and digital media predictions. Top content creators help you succeed in an era of rapid change. You can find it on Amazon in both Kindle for 99 cents and in paperback. And all you really need to do is go to Amazon Books and type the word live streaming as one word into the search bar, or live streaming and Ross Brand, whether it's one word or 2 words. I'm pretty sure this is going to come up. And you see the cover there if you're watching. And there's also a Genius link that I don't have in front of me.
It's right below you. Just point.
Oh, that's what I do. You're setting me up, and it like just went right over my head. Yeah. So the link's right there. Just click that link and go on through.
Okay,
right?
I've got some questions here on the live viewers here, folks. We're gonna stick around for about another.
Handled that smoothly, Dale. Didn't
exactly. We're gonna handle a few questions now. So I'm gonna go over to Jessica. Jessica says, Ross, what was your biggest issue during the whole process, and how did you solve it?
Wow, we've had more than a few, haven't we? That came up. I think what Dale brought up, the fact that I promised a 99-cent book, and it wasn't quite as robust as I hoped it would be. I hoped it would have all these images because I really do want, people to be able to see the people and recognize the faces of the people who contributed to this. But as Dale came up with that solution, I think the best thing was just to be straightforward with people and go, I'm launching at 99 cents. It's text only. And then, there's a paperback where you can get all the images, but there also will be a little bit more expensive, but still a fairly affordable version that'll have all the images down the line. But like Dale said, hopefully I can get that to everybody who bought it 99 cents without them even having to do anything.
Claudia Santiago official said, "Hey
Claudia.
friends, congratulations on the new book. Thank you for including me." Beauty Bubble says, "A great story. Scully's House of Thrillers, great stuff." I saw another question. Let me see if I can get at least one or two more questions in here. Patty Mastbrook says, "How much did it cost Ross to make the finished product, and how much did it cost to run ads, and where did he run ads at?" You didn't get any ads yet, have you?
I haven't run any ads.
We got to get together for that probably sometime in the next week. I'll work with you.
I don't know how that works, but how much did it cost? It cost under $1,000.
Yeah.
I don't have it in front of me, but you got to figure the cost of the cover, the formatting, some of the software that I played around with, maybe a little bit of the opportunity cost because I didn't do some other things that I could have been doing to make some money along the way. But I'd say between $500 and $1,000. I'd have to look, but I think my next book could be done with. Now that I've already subscribed to some things, I've already found the tools and I'm more knowledgeable, my next book I think will be much faster and fewer hurdles and probably less expense along the way.
Okay, so I've got TPAW's Playground asks, "You had 100 contributors? Are you splitting the 30 cents or so between all of them?" I'll say this right now. As a person who's inside the book, I don't want any of his money. Like, it's awesome to actually share the same space in this huge collaboration tool. And it also is a great way that I can just go ahead and send people over to something that's not my normal stuff. So I'm just speaking as a person who is a contributor. So he can keep his 30 cents. Honestly, I think I'll be fine without it.
Can I split that 30 cents 100 ways?
Yeah, maybe.
101 ways? Yeah, no, I mean, this is contributor contributed a couple of paragraphs or a short chapter. Obviously, there's just no easy way to do that and have 101 contracts and 101 ways to divide this up, and
it gets messy.
What have you? I think for myself and for everybody involved, I think this is a benefit in terms of marketing, in terms of your brand and other opportunities that can come out of it, which probably will be worth more to all of us than whatever we would make from this book.
Yeah,
I mean, you never know. I mean, I'm not giving it back, but I'm not. The idea of this book wasn't to be, to build a vacation home and in paradise. The idea of this book was, like, let's showcase the people who are doing great things in the digital media world.
And that's the part I really, truly appreciated about what you were doing. And not to mention, like, you were pushing people's services and you had some links in there that would go to those services. So that was really, really cool for me. So I thought that was a great opportunity. It was essentially a way for me to advertise for free, and you did all the work. I didn't have to spend anything on it. All I had to do was show up. So, all right, I got another question, actually two questions here, and we're going to start to wrap up today. Patty Massbrook asks this: what apps did Ross use to create the book, and did he make his own cover? Somebody else says, amazing if he made his own cover. You covered that. D. Camerlinga, one of my favorite go-tos, actually, over on Fiverr. In fact, you can take a look at her, dalelinks.com/D. Camerlinga. Was there any other tools that you used?
Let's see. I mean, I used Canva to get some concepts in mind for the cover.
Yeah.
But this was Dan. I mean, even to do like the back, there aren't a lot of easy to find back of the book templates. So I use that to kind of look at some books. I looked at a lot of books for ideas. I read books. I more paid attention to things. Never paid attention to, like, what's the cover made of, like, how somebody's ebook formatting. What do they put in the front? What do they put in the back? All those kind of things. In terms of apps, I use Readsy, which is a free formatting and writing tool, which was fantastic, except for the fact that I didn't save in a Word document something that was formatted along with what I was doing in Readsy. So that was a little bit of a challenge. I think, what else did I use?
You just got introduced to BookBrush.
BookBrush is a phenomenal.
A great example.
I mean, because I got to throw things together on the fly here. I don't know what's going on. All of a sudden, you see, bestseller. Oh, I should do a graphic for that.
Yep.
Just click a couple of buttons on BookBrush, and it's ready to go.
Yep. Yeah, BookBrush is awesome. I'm glad that that graphic I just popped up on screen, folks. We aren't getting paid affiliates or anything else like that from BookBrush. Just go to bookbrush.com and tell them that Ross and Dale sent you. Hey, Ross, I've got one last question here for the day, and it's going to be, how can viewers get in touch with you, buddy?
Sure. Just go to livestreamuniverse.com, and there'll be several different ways, or you can find me on Twitter and message me at the letter I, Ross Brand on Twitter, at I, Ross Brand on Twitter.
Good stuff. Thank you so much for taking some time out your day, and good luck on the rest of your interviews today. And in the meantime, folks, we're going to go ahead into this very next video where I actually had an interview. Actually, not an interview. I had a bestseller case study with my brother's book. This is a little bit older, but you're going to go over and check out this video. Till later.